Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to tell the unit 2 in perspective development of child in semester 1. So here you will learn the cognitive development theory and some other theories also. These are the main theories which are important for the TET exams and DRC also. So you need to remember each and every key concept in these theories. So actually the cognitive development theory is proposed by the Jean Piaget, describes how the children progress through the stages of thinking and learning. The theory includes that the four stages: sensory motor stage, proportional stage, and concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. And you all also should know that years, the age gap difference, the difference of the age between each stage and what they will learn in these stages. You need to remember all these, then only you can attempt the bits it and examinations. So sensory motor stage, which is 0 to 2 years, that means infancy stage, they will learn through the senses and motor activities. And coming to the pre-operational stages, it is 2 to 7 years old. It's a childhood develop the symbols, language, but thinking in egocentric age. And a concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years, kids will develop the logical thinking but only with the concrete objects. Formal operational stage, 11 to 15 years and beyond it, adolescent age, it develop the abstract thinking and reasoning. So coming to the key aspects, those are the active construction of the knowledge, schema formation and adaptation, equilibration, that means the balancing new and existing knowledge, assimilation, integrating new information into the existing schema, and accommodation, that means changing schema to fit into the new. So to modify themselves to the new information. So Piaget theory emphasized that the children construct their own knowledge. Learning is active, not passive. Development occurs in stages. Children progress at different rates. So coming to the next one, the critics. So if for every theory there are some critics will be there. So you need to know why this theory failed, or why this, what are the critics the theory is having. So in what case the theory is failed, so you need to know each and every aspect of the particular theory. So here the critics flow to the Piaget's theory: stages are too rigid, children may progress faster or slower, so culture and environmental factors influence the development. So despite the criticism, apart from the criticism, the Piaget's theory remains a foundation for the understanding cognitive development and the informing that educational practices. So coming to the next one, Erikson theory. The Erikson theory is the psychosocial developmental theory. So it was developed by the Erik Erikson. So you need to remember the name and the theory compulsory, and it describes the stages of human development from birth to old age, that means from the 0 to the end of the age of the individual. So here the emotional growth, it is mainly focusing on the social and emotional growth. The theory includes that 8 stages. These are the following stages from the 0 to end of the age of the individual includes. So every stage what we have faced, what we will face in each of the stage is clearly explained by the Erikson theory. So coming to the first one is trust versus mistrust. The trust versus mistrust is means it is starting stage 0 to 1 year, development of a trust and security. That means actually during this stage the development centers around the trust and mistrust. That means this stage begins at the birth and usually lasts until the baby is 18 months old and etc. That means 1 year or 12 months or 18 months it can be probably. And actually when your baby cries, when a baby cries or fusses, and you meet their need by holding or feeding, and you will be care for them, that means you are building the trust around them, trust uh, trust beyond them. So over time your baby learns that they can trust other caregivers and etc too. So when babies are neglected to their needs are not met, that means they develop then the mistrust. If trust is not establishing the between you and your baby, then between both of you will be developed the mistrust will be developed. So it's more difficult to establish later in the life. So they may feel a sense of hopelessness when they faced with crisis. So the second stage is autonomy versus shame. That means the doubt, and it is in the between the toddler age 1 to 3 years. That means during this stage, from the 18 months to 3 years later, up to 3 years it will be developed. So that means the toddler will learn how to do things among for themselves only by giving the raise praise. You will help when you help to them, establishing a foundation for the self belief and autonomy. That means if you discourage your toddler, then your if you don't allow them to make anything work independently or anything, that means they may feel that discouraged and ashamed and doubtful of their abilities only. Self esteem, here the self esteem and self control will be developed, right? It is the next stage is initiative versus guilt. Initiative means when it is the age between the 3 to 6 years. That means the preschool age, means kindergarten age. The initiative means here, so during this stage what will happen means, uh, begins at the age of the 3 and last until the age of the 6 or 5 or 6. So here your child will be, how the child will focus on doing the things independently and begins develop a sense of aims and goals. That means when they feel encouraged this, then the children can take initiative to do things independently only. So then the initiative will be developed. If they are criticized or discouraged by the caregivers or parents and everywhere, then they will feel guilty, inferiority. So here the next stage is industry and inferiority. That means early school age. Early school in the sense first standard to some fifth standard or seventh standard, like that. So here the development of skills and self-esteem. That means industry means here during this stage what will happen means the child will become aware of their individuality, of their, that means of their aware, they are aware of the individual and they see accomplishments in the schools and sports, like they seek praise and support from those around them, the peers and teachers and everything, caregivers etc. So they need support and sense of accomplishment, then only they feel competent and the productive. If they don't receive any positive reinforcement, then they, for their accomplishment they will feel inferior or incompetent, they will feel self esteem. So the next one is identity and role of confusion. Identity means it is stays between the 12 to 18. That means adolescence age. The adolescence age means here the they will be in a identity situation crisis. That means during this adolescence, when a child is trying to figure out who are you and establish the goals and prioritize for your adult life, then you are establishing your place in the world. That means you are needing an identity in the world. Then they will be in a identity. If they are not in the situation, if any people not, that means uh, this, uh, that means they will be in a role of confusion if no one is encouraging him, if he is not in the able to situation of this presenting the skills what he has, the talents and everything, then he will be in the situation of the role of confusion. exploration of identity and self-discovery. And the next sixth stage is intimacy and isolation. That is 18 to 40 years stage. Intimacy means here the virtue will develop of the love. That means here they will be in the sense of the care who are showing the care towards them and love towards them. So here they will be in the sense of the intimate for the other others from the others, or it can be parents, it can be everything. They will be feel in the they will be in the situation of the love from the others. So here during this stage what will happen means they want to establishing and building the relationship towards others. So if you have meaningful relationship with friends and family, your experiences will be intimacy with others. If you struggle with your relationship, their relationship, they may feel being the isolated or lonely. So the next stage is generativity and stagnation. The generativity means here it will be in the adulthood only, middle adulthood, 40 to 65 years old. So here generativity means the person who will be feel like a sense of care and responsibility. Here the virtue will be the care, and it's called as a generativity. If they look out for those around you, feel then they feel that they need to pass along what you have learned and to the younger generations. That means some contribution towards the society, towards the people around the world. So if they are not contributing anything, they will be in the stage of stagnation, or they will be in the situation of the stagnation situation they will feel. So the eighth one is integrity and despair stage. That means it is later adulthood. It's a final stage of his theory, and here this stage begins with 65 and lasts through entire the life. And here in the following stages, these seven stages, if they feel all the positiveness, they will be in an integrity situation, reflection on life, accomplishment, meaningful. If they are in the situation of all negativity, then they will be in the end stage, will be in the despair stage. So coming to the key aspects of the Erikson theory, development occurs in stages. Each stage has unique crisis or conflict. Resolution of each crisis influence the personality and development. Social and cultural factors impact the development. So here it emphasizes that human development is a lifelong process. Social and emotional growth are intervened, and development is shaped by the interactions with others. So here also some critics are there. Stages are too rigid. Development is more complex and individualized. Cultural and environmental factors are not fully considered. So to conclude, this remains a significant framework for understanding human development and psychosocial growth. So coming to the theory of moral development, third theory, theory of moral development. So it is proposed by the Lawrence Kohlberg. Here he describes the stages of moral growth and development. The theory includes the three stages. So it is described as this cone shape. So here it is a triangle. So from this stage 1, stage 2, that means each stage has two levels, and stage 2 has two levels, and stage 3 has two levels. From the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, the first stage is pre-conventional stage, and the second stage is conventional stage, and the third stage is post-conventional stage. So here from the stage 1, obedience and punishment orientation. So coming to the stage 1 in pre-conventional level, the stage 1 includes that the obedience and punishment orientation. That means in this stage the students will avoid the punishments and obedience to authority of the figures, and self-interest will be developed in the stage 1. And coming to the stage 2 in the pre-conventional level, so here there will be personal gain, self interest, and exchanging the favors towards the individual of the others. So, instrumental relativism. So, coming to the conventional level, third stage here the good boy, good girl orientation. That means the child will be develops the so the third one is so coming to the stage 3, that is good boy, good girl orientation in the conventional level, that means the conforming to the social norms and expectation. So they need to seeking for the approval from others. So they prioritize the interpersonal relationship. That means they will behave like a good boy and good girl. That means good persons in the society. So coming to the stage 4, that is law and order orientation. The law and order orientation which is in the conventional level only. So it is a fourth stage. It means the upholding of the law and social orders and the societal orders, everything. So maintaining the social norms and expectation, prioritizing the obedience to the authority. It's a fourth stage. So coming to the fifth stage, that is in the post conventional stage, that is social contract orientation, which means individual rights individual rights and social contracts, understanding that laws and rules are social agreements. So prioritizing the greater good and everything. So coming to the sixth stage, that is universal principle, which means the universal principles like a justice, equality, human rights, everything, they will be valued, and applying these principle consistently regardless of context, and the prioritizing moral principle over the other consideration. So here, like all these six stages have depending on the moral development of the individual only. So key aspects are moral development progress through stages. Each stage will be built upon the previous one. Individual may progress or regress. So the more reasoning becomes more complex and principled. Kohlberg theory actually emphasizes these three concepts. Moral development is a lifelong, and moral growth is shaped by the social and cultural factors, and higher stages of moral development are more desirable. So this theory also have some critical arguments. Those are stages are too rigid, and cultural and environmental factors are not fully considered. Moral development is more complex and individual. So, coming to the psychosexual theory, which is proposed by Sigmund Freud, so it is proposed that the human development occurs 5 stages. So, each centered around that a specific erogenous zone. The stages are oral stage, anal stage, phallic, latency, and genital. So, these stages also has the age groups. So from the infancy to the adolescence. So here the first one is oral stage, which means from the infants, from the birth to 1.5 year. So here actually the baby, how the baby will be pleasure from the around the around the baby, how the baby is getting the pleasure. So what the baby will do, sucking, eating, biting, and then attachment styles like a secure, anxious, and avoidant, and fixation or excessive focus on the stage can lead to an oral fixation and issues with the trust and intimacy or dependency. So how the baby, what the baby will do in these the stages, in these 0 to 1.5 year, that means from that the how the baby is getting pleasure from, and gratification comes from the mouth, sucking and eating. So it is oral stage. So coming to the anal stage, that means it's a second stage of the fraud sexual psychosexual theory, and it is actually 1.5 year to 3 years. That means toddler stage. So actually here the pleasure and control come from the anus. That means bowel movements. That means elimination of the retention and toilet training and autonomy. Where the Erickson's theory we learned the autonomy what's a shame. That means encourage for the initiation. So the next one is next stage is phallic stage. That is the third stage of this theory, and here the 3 to 6 years, that means early childhood age. So here the pleasure and exploration comes from the genitals. So genital means here the genital play and curiosity. That means exploration of own and opposite sex genitals. That means here they will be very aggressive or a dominant behavior. They will have an excessive concern with appearance or sexual performance, and here also they will be in the intimacy towards the opposite sex gender parents and etc. So and the next thing is latency stage, that is 6 to 12 years. That means middle childhood and later childhood also. So here the sexual desires are repressed and energy is focused on the social and intellectual development. That means they want to make relationship with other social society, and they want to uh, enjoy the others companies of the others company for the being with them and talking with them and everything. They will be make a build a relationship with others. And coming to the genital stage, that means later 12 years, that means the adolescence age, the mature sexual desires and relationship emerges. That means here in this stage they will be developed. The key developments are the mature sexual desires and the relationships, and then the integration of the previous stage and experience and development of the adult sexuality and intimacy. So here there will be emotional maturity and stability age and capacity for the love and commitment and the mutual respect and everything. So here in this theory the fraud has been believed that the each stage builds on the previous one, and here the unresolved conflicts or a fixation can be lead to psychological issues. And Oedipus complex, that means desire for the opposite sex parents occurs during the only phallic stage only, and this theory is still influential but also has faced many criticism and revisions. So coming to the next is emotional development theory. So it is actually developed by the John D. Mayer and Peter Salve, and it is described the emotional intelligence includes that the five stages: self-awareness and self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So these stages have been developed by in the explained in the emotional development theory. What do you mean by self-awareness? In this sense means recognizing and understanding one's own emotion. So the coming to the self-regulation means how you regulate, how you control your own emotions. That is called as self-regulation. Motivation, using those emotions, how you will be motivated to achieve the goal, orientation, everything. And coming to the next one, empathy, recognizing and understanding the emotions in others. Empathy in the sense showing towards the others. That means how you are understanding, how you are understanding the other perspective zone. That means recognize their feelings, their emotions, and understanding the others. And social skills, applying the emotional intelligence in social interactions means how do you solve those problems, those emotions towards the other individuals. So the key aspects are emotional intelligence over a time. Emotional awareness and regulates are crucial actually, and its emotional play a central role in decision making and behavior, and it developed is influenced by the genetics, environment, and experiences. So the theory actually emphasizes on the emotional intelligence is distinct from the cognitive intelligence. Emotional development is a lifelong process. Development is shaped by the interaction with others. So coming to the next one is emotional development theory helps us understand in the intelligence and impacts on the behavior, its regulation and well-being, empathy and social skills development, emotional development across the lifespan. So it's actually this theory have been influential is in fields like a psychology, education and business, and continues to the significant framework for understanding the emotional development and intelligence. So with these the five theories are very important for the future purpose also. So you need to remember each and every keyword here. So whatever the theory and the whoever the proposed the philosopher is there for the theories, it is very important. And also the age groups and the concept which have they given is also very important, because it is asked for the in the question paper of the TET and DSE also. Mainly it is concentrated on these only. So you need to prepare well for the now. If you prepare now well, then you can be prepared for the future also, you can remember the future purpose also. So please understand the concept first, then only you can understand each and every principles easily. So then thank you for watching my video, and if you have any doubt you can comment in the comment box, then I can explain you in another making another video. And thank you for watching my video. Please do subscribe for my channel. Thank you.